Hi, welcome to the stream. This is a tier list for the schlongs of the game. All the girls, most of the girls, are excluded because, of course, they don't have schlongs. I'm joined here by my pal Cakeowl, who doesn't want to be here. You want to say hi?
Hi.
So, to catch us up to speed, we've decided that out of these two characters here, Crash has the biggest wiener for two reasons. He was genetically modified to be stronger and more efficient in many, many ways. Sure, the test failed, however, he's still a very sufficient character. He's just dumb, and we all know that dumb people have big schlongs. So, unfortunately, while Cortex might be big even for a human, we don't know, Crash takes this. Also, something has to give him the momentum to spin all the time. And then our next comparison would be the winner with the next character ongoing. So that would be Crash versus Tiny Tiger, and with the name by itself and its lack of leg day and tiny ass skirt not revealing anything, we've decided that Crash wins this round as well. Moving on, Crash to Engine. Clearly, Engine is a brave lad, so at least he has a big schlong, metaphorically speaking. But we've come to the conclusion that it is probably a prosthetic due to scientific failures. At this point, it's fallen off. Cakeowl, you want to say that thing about battle and war?
Well, for his battle with the science for sexy tigers, he lost the war because he lost it, but won the battle because he didn't make advancements.
He won the battle but lost the war. He lost the wee wee. Alright, so here comes back to the Crash Bandicoot to Dingodile comparison. Now, I think okay, this is where we stopped. By the way, we stopped at the first row. So coming back to reality and an actual live stream, um, who do you think out of Dingodile and Crash has the biggest wee wee? I have my own opinion, but I want to hear yours first.
Yeah. Uh, hmm. Well, he does wear some baggy pants.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
It could be hiding something in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, there's limitation to Crash because he's actually still wearing pants shorts, type of deal. Dingodile does have the long pants, but we can't just determine that, right? Because that's we gotta go into mentality. Now I'm thinking there are some people in here who compensate. I'm looking at you, Tiny.
Yeah.
There are people in here who. Oh God, I have a viewer. There are people in here who compensate, but even though Dingodile has a good gun at his disposal, being the flamethrower and even the water gun or the toxic gun, all that stuff, he does not carry it with him when he's driving because he doesn't need to. He doesn't feel the need to show off anything because he already is very, very confident. Thank you. I deserve that. It was hilarious to start the stream. Thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, it's me.
That was you?
Yes.
I thought someone actually called me a sick freak. I was just gonna take it like a man. I was gonna swallow my pill without water. Thanks for that, you bastard. That's funny. Oh, I thought someone just randomly called me a sick freak. Oh man, that's a first. um, so in conclusion, I do think with the power of a gator and a dingo, I'm sorry, a crocodile and a dingo, he may have a weird looking, wing wang down there, but it is large nonetheless. Now, comparing this new winner to Polar, I would say Polar is still a child, and a pretty weak one at that. A lot of things disappoint him and make him scared. Um, or don't disappoint him, but like make him nervous. And I would say if he had the confidence downstairs, of course he's a child, so I'm actually not gonna dwell on this too long. Purra, also not very big, also very young. So I guess we'll leave the children out of this.
FBI open up.
FBI open up. Alright, comparing our winner, Dingodile, to Pentapenguin, I'd like to say that Pentapenguin is a grown-up version of the one we saw in the classic Crash Team Racing. Classic Crash Team Racing, he barely fit in his seat, he was so small. And this one, obviously, is bigger, not the biggest penguin on the street, but still older, and his confidence is through the roof. I do think his penis is very small due to the natural size of penguin penises.
How do you know it? How do you know the natural size of that?
Natural Geographic. Ripperoo is a hanger. At least he would be if he didn't have pants. So my theory is he's gone crazed with power. This guy gets some tail all the time, or he would if he weren't in a straitjacket. This guy, I'm convinced that that blue thing there, that ain't his tail. I'm convinced. So I would say, you know, Ripperoo is the winner here, but because he is actually not wearing pants, and that is of course his tail, not his penis, despite my hopes and dreams, Dingodile wins this round. Going on to Papu Papu, I'd say he's a very hefty boy, very Hawaiian, and you know, the Samoans and such have I don't want to talk about it because I'm Hawaiian. But I would say uh, for humans, he's even bigger than Cortex over here. Not the biggest on this list, not bigger than Dingodile in my opinion, but he's definitely not compensating for anything aside from the fact that he wants everything to be big. So, you know what, he might be compensating for a lot actually, come to think of it. He's confident, shirtless and all, but that's probably due to the lack of clothing that he has access to. So, with that being said, I just noticed there is a tattoo of a dead Crash Bandicoot on his shoulder. Both shoulders because he's symmetrical, but that is hilarious.
Oh my god, there is.
That's insane. Alright.
I've been playing these games for years.
Yeah. Komodo Joe, in comparison to Dingodile, our still running champion, Komodo Joe has a very tiny one. Moving on. Pinstripe, average size, but nothing to scuff about. He needs power within the Mafia in order to feel powerful, and he's just like that kind of wise guy. You know, none of them ever win in a measurement contest like that. Fake Crash, you know, he's gone wrong in more ways than just Crash has gone wrong. So, and considering his dance is super weird, forehead, he probably is an echidna. I was gonna say he was wrapped around like a belt, but I like your answer. He has the penis of an echidna, which makes our largest penis by mass, not length. Fake Crash Bandicoot, also known as Trash Bandicoot. Oxide literally has nothing. He has the biggest testicles, and they are on the side of his face.
They're trophies.
Yeah, they're trophies. Blah! These are the biggest testicles of each planet I've conquered. Moving on, compared to our new champion, the four-headed wonder, Fake Crash, to Entropy. Entropy has no penis. Yeah, he is a robot, and a cocky one, but not downstairs. He's nice and smooth. He's a Ken doll. Now, Crunch, he is the design that Crash Bandicoot was supposed to be. And I've spoke about this before, I'm not sure on a stream, but it is an amazing thought to think about. Like, Crunch is literally what Crash was supposed to be. And
even though he doesn't do anything.
He is not an idiot, but he's also not compensating. He works out, he's confident with himself, and he's been through a lot, and he'll go through a lot again to help his friends. This guy's dick is definitely bigger, but slightly. You know, compared to the four-headed wonder. I can't get over it, sorry. Alright.
I guess he is fake crap. I don't know if he is an etiquette or is he an echidna.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's why he was an echidna that was just forcibly Play-Doh shaped into a bandicoot, which is why he looks like that. But moving on, Crunch, our new reigning champion, despite having also skipped leg day, it wasn't on purpose. Tiny over here still has minuscule legs. It's atrocious. Crunch, and he also has full pants that go all the way to the shoes, which is also noteworthy. Moving on to Crunk. Did you have any notes before we moved on?
Man, no, it's just the fact that fucking Tiny's legs are actually tiny.
Yeah. Yeah. Crunch Bandicoot, in comparison to our next competitor, Crunk, sounds a lot like Crunch. Crunk's penis is about 2 inches at largest, because gorillas naturally have that kind of a penis length. He is not a gorilla, he is actually a monkey. Sorry, go on.
But it's very colorful.
He's very, yeah, very, very colorful, so points for prettiness. But if you've seen his butt, he's a very thick boy. What he lacks in pee-pee, he makes up for in, gadonkadunks.
It's about 4 C's.
So, comparing our reigning champion Crunch this far to Small Norm, I don't think we need an explanation there.
Well,
Big Norm is
know,
actually... Sorry, go on.
You know what they say about big ears? He has big ears.
You know what they say about big ears? They have big ears. Now, he is an alien, and because he turns into actual jello, I can only imagine he reproduces asexually, meaning he has no penis. Big Norm, despite, you know, having the confidence, he is actually the same exact person as Norm, split into another person. So, same goes for him, unfortunately. So, we are here with Crunch versus Nash. I think Crunch takes this one as well, because sharks don't have very visible penises. And this guy is clearly compensating. All the time. With everything he does.
Because he's hating a lot.
Yeah. So, moving straight on, we got Crunch Bandicoot against Entrance. And, well, Entrance is a literal egg. Yep. Considering his confidence and the fact that he almost successfully took over the world, I would say that if he had a schlong, it wouldn't matter what size it is to him, which gives him the most confidence. Therefore, it probably wouldn't be the biggest in the world.
Tell someone who's a Pokeball arm because they think he is execute.
Execute. So let's compare Crunch Bandicoot, our still remaining champion, to Real Velo. Very, very small. He was compensating from the beginning. If you've ever played Crash Nitro Kart, then you would know this for a fact. Moving on, Crunch Bandicoot versus Geary. Geary is a robot. Nothing down there. Very nice guy, very cleanliness, and he has an evil side to him, but still no pee-pee. His vacuum is not a pee-pee, so we're moving on. Zam.
But he is good at that stuff.
He is good at that suck. Zam. Either Bulldog Zam or regular Zam. I'm afraid he just does not match up to the size of Crunch Bandicoot realistically. And moving on to Zem. I don't like Zem. He's a gross character, and his animations are spot on from what they used to be. They remade him very beautifully, but he's a gross character regardless. With that being said, I do think Crunch has some competition here because sometimes the most vile of creatures, who are also competent in some form or another, in this case, both rock and roll and racing, he might have a lot to be working with. However, he's not genetically modified to be superior. So, I'm giving this reward to Crunch Bandicoot. And that would be our total winner if it weren't for Tawna. Behold, the biggest transgender. The ultimate genetically modified schlong in the game. Yay!
They call her three-legged Tawna.
A three-legged Tawna. Yeah, she's a tall woman, huh? Yeah, the secret is she lost one of her legs in the genetic mutating. But you can't tell. Okay, that's disgusting. Keeping it real within the guys here. I'm afraid we have to crown Crunch the winner for the biggest schlong. Come to think of it, you know, Dingodile is a close second as far as length, but in mass we've deduced that Fake Crash here has an echidna penis. So good for him. So if we were to put it in order from greatest to least, in a quick little segment, I would only include the ones who actually have penises, so the norms, Oxide, and Trance, they don't count, of course. So I'd say it'd be Crunchy Boy, it'd be a toss-up between Zem and Dingodile. Of course, before them we have Fake Crash. Then from Zem and Dingodile, we would go to Crash Bandicoot. And then, well, Ripperoo, if he had one. Pentapenguin, Neocortex, Papu Papu, Pinstripe, Komodo Joe, and then Tiny Tiger. And then Riovello, because, yeah, he's a shriveled boy. Did I leave anyone out? Aside from the children. Oh, Zem. No, I said Zem. He's a toss-up between... Oh, wait, I left Zam out. Zam would be before Cortex. Yeah, slightly bigger than Cortex. So there we go. There's the tier list. And the biggest nutsack we don't even need a stream for. The biggest nutsack goes to nitrous oxide.
Use YouTube to ban us.
Please don't ban me. I'm loving this game. I'm loving posting about it. I've met wonderful people through my Crash Team Racing experience, and I hope you enjoyed this. Cakeowl, do you have any more notes to say about our stream of the biggest wing wang?
I'm too tired for this.
I'm too tired. Okay, that's good enough. Thank you for being here. Bye.